Welcome, dog lovers. Whether you've got a pampered poodle, a regal Rottweiler, or a spunky spaniel, there's one thing all dog owners can agree on. Keeping our furry friends healthy is a top priority. But with so many diseases out there trying to make our dogs miserable, how do we keep them safe? Fear not. Let's dive into the wild world of canine health. The mystery illness, canine COVID. Just when we thought the world was finally getting back to normal, this year decided to spice things up with a new mysterious doggy illness, unofficially named canine COVID. Though it's not related to the COVID-19 that we humans have been battling, this respiratory illness has been sweeping through states like Oregon, Colorado, and Indiana, leaving dog owners scratching their heads and maybe coughing a little too. The symptoms mimic those of kennel cough, but with a more sinister twist, often leading to complications like pneumonia. Some dogs have even faced life-threatening conditions. So, what can you do to keep your furry friends safe? First, consider dialing down your dog's social life. Sure, they might miss their regular romp at the dog park, but fewer playdates mean fewer chances of catching this nasty bug. Also, keeping up with vaccinations is crucial. And hey, while you're at it, why not enjoy some extra cuddle time on the couch? Your dog won't mind the extra pampering, and you can binge watch your favorite shows together. Heartworm horror, the unseen threat. Imagine a horror movie where the villain lives inside your heart. Sounds terrifying, right? Unfortunately for dogs, this nightmare can become a reality with heartworms. Spread by those pesky mosquitoes, heartworm disease is a silent but deadly threat, often going unnoticed until it's too late. The number of heartworm cases has increased, particularly in warmer regions where mosquitoes thrive. These tiny parasites can cause severe damage to a dog's heart, lungs, and arteries, leading to long-term health issues or even death if left untreated. The good news? Heartworm is preventable. Giving your dog a monthly heartworm preventative is like casting a protective spell over them, keeping those evil worms at bay. And with the unpredictable weather patterns we've been seeing, it's more important than ever to be vigilant. Remember, a little prevention now can save you and your dog a whole lot of heartache later. Flea and tick tag team, double trouble. If fleas and ticks had a superhero movie, they'd definitely be the villains. These tiny terrors are more than just a nuisance, they're carriers of diseases that can wreak havoc on your dog's health. Fleas and ticks have shown no signs of slowing down, continuing their quest to make your dog's life as itchy and uncomfortable as possible. Fleas can lead to severe allergic reactions and even tapeworm infestations, while ticks are notorious for spreading Lyme disease. The best defense? A good offense. Make sure your dog is on a regular flea and tick preventative, whether it's a topical treatment, a collar, or an oral medication. And don't forget about your home environment. Keeping your yard clean and free of debris can help reduce the likelihood of an infestation. If your dog spends a lot of time outdoors, give them a once-over after every adventure. Trust me, your dog will thank you, and so will your furniture. Parvovirus, the puppy plague. For new puppy parents, parvovirus is the stuff of nightmares. This highly contagious virus preys on puppies, particularly those who haven't completed their vaccination series. The virus attacks the gastrointestinal tract, causing severe vomiting, bloody diarrhea, and extreme lethargy. Parvo continues to be a significant threat, especially in areas with low vaccination rates. The key to beating parvo is prevention through vaccination. Puppies should receive a series of shots, starting at 6 to 8 weeks of age and continuing every few weeks until they're fully protected. During this vulnerable period, it's wise to keep your puppy away from places where other dogs congregate, like parks or pet stores. If your puppy does show signs of illness, don't wait. Parvo can escalate quickly, and early treatment is critical. So while it might be tough to keep your curious little explorer indoors, remember it's for their own good. Plus, who wouldn't want to spend more time snuggling a puppy? Kennel cough, the doggy daycare dilemma. Kennel cough is like the common cold for dogs. Every dog owner has dealt with it at some point. It's highly contagious and spreads rapidly in places where dogs are in close quarters, like kennels, doggy daycares, and even during neighborhood walks. The telltale sign is a dry, hacking cough that can sound like your dog has something stuck in their throat. Kennel cough remains a persistent issue, but it's usually not life-threatening. Most dogs recover with some rest and, in some cases, a course of antibiotics to prevent secondary infections. Vaccination against Bordetella, one of the primary causes of kennel cough, can reduce the risk, but it's not foolproof. If your dog does catch it, try to keep them comfortable, provide plenty of fluids, and avoid exposing them to other dogs until they're fully recovered. And remember, if the cough persists or your dog seems particularly unwell, a visit to the vet is always a good idea. Gastrointestinal woes, the case of the upset stomach. Dogs are like toddlers when it comes to eating. They'll put anything in their mouths, whether it's edible or not. This often leads to a range of gastrointestinal issues, from mild tummy aches to severe conditions requiring medical intervention. These digestive problems are still a common reason for vet visits. Symptoms like diarrhea, vomiting, and abdominal pain can be caused by anything from dietary indiscretion, eating something they shouldn't, to infections or chronic conditions like inflammatory bowel disease. The first step in prevention is feeding your dog a high-quality, balanced diet and avoiding table scraps or sudden changes in food. If your dog has a sensitive stomach, consider a diet formulated for digestive health. And always ensure your dog has access to fresh water, as dehydration can quickly become a serious issue. If your dog shows signs of gastrointestinal distress, especially if they're also lethargic or refusing to eat, don't hesitate to consult your vet. Heat stroke, the summer scorcher. As the planet warms, heat stroke in dogs has become a growing concern. Some breeds, like bulldogs and pugs, are especially prone to overheating due to their short snouts, which make it difficult to cool down. But even the most active, heat-tolerant dogs can succumb to heat stroke if they're not careful. The symptoms are scary excessive panting, drooling, bright red gums, and even collapse. With record-breaking temperatures in many regions, heat stroke cases are on the rise. To keep your dog safe, avoid walking them during the hottest part of the day and ensure they always have access to shade and water. Cooling vests and mats can also help regulate their body temperature. And for the love of all things furry, never leave your dog in a parked car, even for a minute. If your dog does show signs of heat stroke, immediate action is crucial. Cool them down with water, get them to a shaded area, and seek veterinary help ASAP. Tapeworms, the sneaky hitchhiker. Tapeworms are the classic example of how something small can cause big problems. These flat, segmented worms live in your dog's intestines and can grow up to several feet long. Yikes! The most common way dogs get tapeworms is by swallowing a flea infected with tapeworm larvae. Once inside, the tapeworm attaches to the intestine wall and starts causing trouble. Symptoms can be subtle, but include weight loss, an itchy rear end, and visible worm segments in the dog's feces. Tapeworms continue to be a common issue, especially in dogs that spend a lot of time outdoors. The best prevention is effective flea control. No fleas, no tapeworms. If your dog does pick up a tapeworm, a course of deworming medication will usually do the trick. Whipworms, the silent invaders. Whipworms are one of those parasites that can fly under the radar until they cause big problems. These tiny worms live in the large intestine and can cause severe irritation, leading to symptoms like bloody diarrhea, weight loss, and general weakness. Whipworm infections are still a significant concern, particularly in areas with poor sanitation. The tricky part about whipworms is that they're hard to detect and even harder to get rid of. Diagnosis usually requires multiple stool samples, as the eggs are not always present in every sample. Treatment involves several rounds of deworming medication, and because whipworms are so resilient, regular deworming every few months is often necessary. And that's a wrap on how to keep your furry friends safe and healthy. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more tips, tricks, and tails wagging, don't forget to hit that like button. Your dog would do it if they could. And if you're not already part of our pack, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and keep those tails wagging.